All right, I guess we're rolling, huh? Hola, guys. Que paso? How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin. All right, I kind of want to let you know what I'm thinking, what I'm going to do here, where I'm fixing on taking profit. Um, so we've got Bitcoin up on the daily here, the chart on top, using a line chart with the trading range midpoint here, or the zero point 0.5 Fibonacci, however you want to say it, and then I have the fib extensions up on top. Now I like to keep things simple. I know there's some traders that and analysts, when they calculate the Fibonacci retracements and extensions, they use all the different fibs. There's 5 or 6 or 7 different fib levels and all that. I like to keep it simple with crypto. I think of it in thirds. So I have the zero. I'm sorry, the 1, the 1.272, and the 618, and that's it. Those are the main ones we see here that we've already marked up to the 1.272. Let me see if I can get a pen so I could show you. Where is my pen? Here it is. So the 1.272 we've already marked up to it, and I'm anticipating another leg up to the 1.618, and I drew the Fibonacci extensions off the buying climax, which is this area here. The buying climax, which is the top of where we peaked out back in March in this trading range, and then I drew it off the low of this spring area here, this where you see this double bottom. And so that brought it up to the 1.618 is the golden fib extension level, and that was 88.9, roughly 90,000. It can go up higher than that depending on how much FOMO dynamic is at play here in this pump. But I'm going to start taking profit now. Now I use the Fibonacci extensions, the 1.272 and the 618, is kind of like guideposts of where to start scaling out of a position. I don't sell out. I don't dump the position entirely when I hit the 1.272, but I do begin maybe to take a percentage of the profits that I have on top of the principal, on top of the core that I initially invested. And I'm going to show you some of that in a little bit. And so here we have on the daily, we have basically the high time frame where we could look at the general structure of what we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and remove all the drawings to make it more clear. And there we go. And so this, obviously, this is looking more and more like a reaccumulation range, something akin to something like this now, or this, on these coming out of these 4 waves. So this would be the 2 then. The 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, and then this would be the top if we go off, and then this would be the A, the B, and the C going down, kind of like we see here. I call them like the Christmas tree patterns, which is just they're just macro Elliott waves, and then we have the top here like this, and these will be the distribution tops. That would make where we currently sit a protracted reaccumulation range. We still don't know yet. I was banking on this being a top, and then this right here being the UTAD. But then this whole thing with the Trump election kind of threw everything out of whack a little bit, and now depending on what happens, we could just see this thing rally up. Now I don't think it's going to rally past the 1618, which is $89,000, 90,000. I know some analysts are calling for 100,000, 200,000 even. I've seen. I just don't see it going that high with any substantial correction. Like I said in previous posts, these gains here are still pretty much unanswered for, as were these See, these gains and these gains in these previous bull runs were answered here and here with more than 50% retracements. We haven't seen that at all. I think we had like 30% in this range here to answer for the profits made from this bottom, which occurred back in January. So I don't see ample correction for the gains that they've already pocketed. So they're going to be looking to liquidate that at some point. I thought they might liquidate it here, and then with just a UTAD, with the current pump being a UTAD, this being a proper distribution, and then have the LPSYs as we retrace down, maybe mitigate this PSY area here. But now it's looking like this could be a reaccumulation, and we could put another nice leg up to reach a top. So it'd be something like, I'm looking at something like this, like this, and then coming up here and doing something like this, and then having the top and coming back down. That could happen now. So I'm keeping my options open for anything, but I will be taking profit regardless at the 618 once it rallies up from this from this range here. So we're at the 1.272, and that signals to me an area to start taking profit. Now, I don't get out completely. I'll show you here. So I bought in just as a whim when Bitcoin was at 68.4. I put about $2,400 in. Yeah, I think that's what I put in it, 2,400 or something like that. Now we're at 28.52. So I want to keep my my principal in it, because I think this might shoot up to 90. And if it shoots out to 90, which is the 618 extension level, then I'll probably get out completely in it. But I don't want to get out just yet. So what I'm going to do is take profit. And so far I've made about $400 profit in it since it was at the since I entered in at a $68,000 preliminary. So I'll pocket the 400, because those gains, I mean, if it were to just correct right now, those gains would just vanish. And so it's free money. It's $400. It's a free basic $400. I'm going to take it and then let it ride back to and then see what it does from there. If we come back down into this trading range, I might just rejuice the lows again, or put the 400 in something else, buy some buy some bonk or some other coin that I'm looking at that might be retracing at the moment, and buy those fib retracements. But for Bitcoin, you want to take profit, guys. You always want to take profit. Remember, no one ever went broke taking profit. I know it sucks. I know it hurts when you take profit and the thing just shoots up to the 2618, and you're like, damn, man, why did I take profit? I wish I had the whole amount in there to juice it up this high. But don't kick yourself over that. You can't. There's no way to predict these. The Wyckoff, I use Wyckoff technical analysis. All the things that I do with Elliott Wave and with Wyckoff, I don't do them to predict price action. I do them to keep me safe and to find out when is a good time to take profit primarily. That's what it's all about, guys. Taking profit. You can't, nobody gets out exactly at the top. I mean, if you do, it's pure luck. And no one buys the absolute perfect bottom. If you do, it's pure luck. And that's not what technical analysis is for, at least in my opinion. Technical analysis is for when to take profit and when to get out, basically. And also when to enter in. But these are safe general areas of when to get out, when to get in, when to get out again, when to get back in. That's all. And if you could hit the general area, I mean, if you got out, people who got out at the 1618 here, marking up from this reaccumulation range. If they rode it up to the 1618 and got out somewhere in here, they were safe, and then it dumped back down, and they were able to buy in when it remitigated this PSY area. That's what it's all about. So you can sleep well at night. You get your $400, $500 or whatever, or you could go off a percentage. I know some traders take profit off a percentage. Whatever system works for you. I go off the 1 fib, the 272, and the 618, and then of course there's the 2 again. So it's like $1. There's 4 quarters in $1. There's 25, 50, 75, 100. For me, it's the fibs. It's the 1, the 272, the 618, and the 2. So keep it simple. I know some other traders do, and analysts like to do the 318 or the 380 or whatever it is, and the 798 or the 788 fibs. And you know, that's great if it works for them. But my system, I like to just keep it simple. That's how, and I like to take the money and exit the casino a happy camper. So. And then, of course, on the micro, now I want to look and see what this is doing here. Now that we're at the 272, and I'm going to take some profit, we still have the 618, which is the 89,000. Let's just round it up to 90,000. I'll get out before 90 because that's a psychological thing. Sometimes the market makers will get out right. You know, it'll correct right before like a large whole number, like 100,000 or 90,000, because they know a lot of people have put their sell orders at that. So I like to get out a little bit right before it, because sometimes it doesn't make it all the way up. And so here, what I want to see is this area, what it's doing at the 272. And I have the Elliott Wave here. I have a sub wave, 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Here's peeking out at the 5. This is the 272. So I want to see if supply is coming in, and if we may not get the 618. If we don't get the 618, then of course you want to get out here. Instead of just take like a profit of a percentage, you want to maybe scale out more in a macro sense. But I'm not seeing supply coming in at the 272. I'm seeing we got some supply here, but that's for the ABC. Here's the A, here's the B, and here's the C. It's very minuscule compared to the last impulse wave that we had, and it doesn't look like it's sinking very far below the 272 fib line. So this is telling me maybe just take a little bit of profit, maybe take $200, like in my case was 400. I may not take the full 400 profit off the principal. I may just take 50% of that, about $200, and then let the rest hopefully ride up to the 618, and then start scaling out wholesale there, presuming and assuming that that's we've entered into the distribution area of Bitcoin. And if it doesn't, and if it keeps on going up, oh well, that's fine. Eventually it's going to come back down and remitigate this area at least. They always do. It always does. This area, you can count on Bitcoin coming back down into the 60s or the 50s at some point when all the hoopla is over and all retail has gotten in and the market makers have sold into the pump and the floor falls out and the price falls. It always falls in the end, and it falls back down usually to the PSY area. These are the PSY. Here's a PSY area. Here's a PSY area. We see when it falls down, when it comes down, those macro ABCs, it always seems to mitigate the PSYs of the previous bull cycle. Here, this one mitigated this one. And if this pumps up and puts up another Elliott wave on the macro and distributes from there, then you can expect this PSY to be mitigated as well. So that's all I got. That's just kind of an insight into how I look at things like this and how I sleep well at night and how I'm able to continue trading. Been doing this since 2017. I don't keep a lot of money on the exchanges here, especially on a centralized exchange. A lot of my assets are on a ledger. They're in cold storage or they're on decentralized exchanges. This is just This is just fun money for me right here, just to play on Coinbase. 10-3, but I'm going to be taking a lot of this off now, especially when I start taking profit in some of this stuff. Some of it I have locked up, earning APYs like AVAX. I've got some Polkadot. Those are the two. Maybe get some. I'm not really too keen on the APY on Cardano, Ethereum either. Solana's at 5.6, so that's I don't know, but that's something also I'll be looking into. APY, passive income coming in, just farming those gains. I'll do a video on that, show you kind of like what I do. I don't really do it through Coinbase. I do it through decentralized exchanges, either on the Solana ecosystem, on dexes like Radium, things like that, and also Pangolin's another one. And I have a coin that I'm looking at that I've been that has really juicy gains that you could farm. It's called Lydia Finance. It's not listed on Coinbase, but it's an AVAX. It's in the AVAX ecosystem, and we could look at that also if anyone is interested. It's a very fluid DEX, and the staking rewards are very juicy, and so that's something that I'm looking at. And so anyway, this isn't financial advice. I'm going to get going now, and I will talk to you guys later. Please be safe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you got anything out of this video, consider subscribing. Now that Bitcoin's pumping and we're entering into this exciting stage, probably this 5 wave leading up to this distribution range, I'll be try to be posting regularly and showing you what I'm doing and where I'm taking profit. And also I have a Discord trading group if you wanted to contact me personally and maybe have me look at some of the coins that you're interested in. I can give you a thorough kind of technical analysis of it, but that's for my Patreon members. I try to keep it affordable. It's $20 a month, but certainly you can prosper off of just subscribing and looking at my charts that I do release to the public on TradingView and on YouTube. So subscribe. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Be safe. God bless. Bye-bye.